Want to go for a ride? Alright, I've been driving for 19 years now, and I have a Chrysler Town and Country. I got all my adaptation stuff done down at A&J Vans in Boulder. You see how like the back quarter panel, it like kneels down? It's called a kneeling system. They make it so the ramp isn't so steep. You still gotta be careful though when it rains. I've learned having my coat that I gotta make sure I'm flat on my way up. But alright. Yeah, it's kind of nice. On my back seat, you'll see, I got, I have a backpack packed with supplies. Got like extra catheters, triple antibiotic, an extra sweatshirt. A little bit of anything that I'll need. I got my car basket too. It's got some snacks in it. Triple antibiotic too. It's like the backup, let's say. I also got sanitizer in there, lotion, lip gloss, baby wipes, a little bit of everything that you need. And then the best part, if you look in the middle, you see where my pee cups are? You know, if you've seen my Tropanoff video, we make that blanket a little donut, and it's kind of cool. Hold on, my whip is shitty.
Oh, I got my shadow.
But my pee cups, just so you're warned, it's going to be a little bit of a long video. But my pee cups, you know, I keep a Walmart bag, and we always make sure there's no holes in them. But after I pee, I put it in a Walmart bag, and then I put it in the donut. So if I go shopping and stuff, I don't have to bring a nurse with. I don't got to be back when they got to be back. And yeah, I can go, I eat, I pee, I shop. And then I come home, and then the nurse can take care of things. But anyway, ready to go for a ride? I got, my door right now has got what I call arthritis. I've had my van for 19 years. All my adaptations are like the Braun adaptations. But yeah, I have to give it an extra oomph when I get there.
We'll just help it along. Oh, missed it.
Now I get to show you a trick, hopefully. Now, see, now when it goes all the way back, for any of you quads that don't know, your button on the inside, you get to push it 3 times. Watch. I'll do it. Back up. The ramp will go down once. Neutralize. Whoops, hold on, I'm handicapped. And bring it back up. And then the door will go shut. Now I got another chance to push it. You gotta get it just right.
There we go.
Why don't you come around the other side first, Montana? So on the floor right there, I have what's called a 5th wheel. And my wheelchair has got a rod that locks right down into there. So I have to swoop right in, but open the front door. You have to be right on to get it. But up here in the front, you see that the red button down there at the bottom? Nope, that just says the door. Oh, don't push that.
Oh.
I didn't mean push the red button. Oh. I meant you see the red button.
Tell me to push the button. I'm going to push the button.
Anyway, so don't push the button. It's an emergency button. I haven't used it yet. It's for when my zero effort steering goes out. Anybody else that has it, feel free to tell me what you have to do to push the red button, or to tell the nurse not to push the red button. Anyway, so the box that's right up above that, the Q-Lock, says, yeah, the Q-Lock 150. That thing is for when I'm not locked down, like if a nurse is driving or something, the noise goes off. You know, there's a red no noise thing, like no smoking right there. So, all right, I'm gonna toss my purse aside. And do you guys want to go for a ride? Shut the doors, Montana. I'll hop on in. I'll let them see how I do my stuff. You can go in. So it'll be like you're an actual passenger, let's say. But yeah, I see the thing on the floor. This is how I lock in. You might want to back up because it's kind of cool. But yeah. You gotta get this up and over. Back up and get the lock the right way. Start the car. My key has got like a nice chunk thing on it. You know, so then all I gotta do is. And then my. Sorry, I was jamming a little bit. I probably gotta shut that off so I don't have to pay royalties. Alright. And then my knob job gets in the way of my drive rod. So I pop my door out, drop that baby to the side, and roll the window down first. Alright. Now, you ready to go for a ride? But I steer with a tri-pin. Like, since I can't hold like a suicide knob and have control, I put the tri-pin in my wrist. Got a little spasm going on. I think my hand is nervous, it's on camera. But yeah, and I steer with my wrist. On this side though, I call it my drive rod. You know, down is gas and forward is brake. Ooh. Hey Paul! Bye Paul! Alright, now let's go for a ride. Tana, you gotta sit back though, because I can't see my backup mirror. Why'd you push that button?
You told me to push the button.
No, not that red button.
Oh.
I was talking about the button on the camera. It looked like you pushed a button.
No.
Alright, I know my blinker's on. I'm handicapped though. Either turn the blinker off or you get to push the brake. I kind of got pulled over one time and the cop asked me why I thought I got pulled over, and I was coming up to a stop sign, right? And it was either brake or turn the blinker on. And he said that I didn't brake at the stop sign. I was looking for my cat though that day, so kind of got away with it. But no, I don't know. When I was 16, you know, my accident happened. Before that.
Technical difficulty.
Would you drop the camera?
Yeah, I just wrote.
Anyway, yeah, so I met a quad that I seen he could drive. He was the opposite level of injury as I am. I'm a C5, C6, C6. I got a little power in there, it feels like him. Just like my chair. But, hold on. Gotta pay attention. There's nobody out in town in Merrill. It's Monday. But yeah, no, I've been driving 19 years and I just met a guy and I was like, oh, he can drive, so can I. And my doctor said, well, you get a vehicle, you know, and they give you the test and they say you can drive. She's like, I got no arguments. That was Dr. Lori Wolf. She's retired now. She was my physiatrist for like 20 years. But no, it's kind of nice, you know, over here on my drive rod, you can kind of look over Tanner. You know, I can drive with like my pointer finger or just like the top of my hand, my middle finger, you know, all your fingers-ish. And then I brake like that. It's kind of cool. Kind of feels nice to take off. It's kind of like in my chair with the torque. But no, I'm a good driver. You know, I do have one OWI. I got one out at 25 and 2 speeding tickets. I haven't had a ticket in a long time. And yeah. This is our little town of Merrill. Figured I'd take you out on the highway for a minute. And then we'll get back and I'll show you how I do what I call eject. They give you a little tour for anybody that doesn't live in Merrill. Here's our river. It is not named on the bridge. It's what we call the Wisconsin River. I think, right?
Yeah.
My bad. I feel weird driving without any music. Want to sing, Montana? Got any songs you wrote?
Negative.
But yeah, for any of you quads out there, man, driving, yeah, it's pretty nice. And independence too. I've lived in a small town. Our town we got like 10,000 people, and everybody knows me around town. You know, I can't really hide. And same thing with my van. What are you showing?
The keys and stuff.
Oh. Poking around my vehicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got 150,000 miles on my van. I took it to Ohio and we went to Florida. And I drove all the way to Minnesota before we went to Mexico, which was pretty cool. Oh, Mexico. Being a quad in Mexico, I got tipped over by the only Asian in the whole resort. Yep. They have like 3-inch drop-offs around sidewalks, and my back tires were like 2 inches from it. And yep, the only drunken Mexican, or shit, sorry, Asian in the, he was cool. You know, he hung out with me and my friend Al, and but yeah, no, he hit my knob job, and I went backwards, and my back tires hit that little drop off, and yep, my headrest was in the grass. We laughed; it was pretty cool. It had tipped me back up, and you know, when amongst our night, amongst. I get a little nervous on camera, but yeah. For any of you guys in Reedsburg that are watching this, sorry I've never come down to visit. You know, it's a little tough when you gotta have caregivers and you're supposed to be put in bed, and you know, it's been a while. But yeah, I don't know. I think I may be rescheduling the Weston Gyms thing. I go talk to Mark tomorrow. But
No way.
otherwise, I don't know. We'll see. Alana, I'll miss you. But you can come up another time.
You should do it.
I know. I'm game, but I'm slacker too. I haven't made any flyers yet. I first went to Facebook, and then I tried to make the flyers, but I'm freaking handicapped. The mouse moves. And
Come on, people. Let's tell her. Stop making excuses and let's do it. She's funny as hell.
Something is wrong with what's called my brakes. Did you hear that shit?
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh, Ray.
Hopefully we'll make it back home.
Dun, dun,
But
dun, dun.
I guess this is, I don't know. Goodbye.
What were they squeaking?
You didn't hear that shit?
No.
Are you deaf?
Yeah. Kinda.
I don't think so. Well, we'll be coming in tomorrow real slow. If you didn't hear it, at least the camera should have. Oh boy. It's kind of funny.
Ooh.
Today when I went to Walmart, afterwards I was going to go by Brickner's and see my friend Greg, and he was actually leaving Brickner's right when I got there. And it was kind of cool. I told him I was going to come in and say hi to him when nothing was wrong, and now that my brakes are freaking out, I guess I get to go see him tomorrow too.
Jinxed it.
Oh no, my brakes have been a little cranky lately. But I just got them done like a year and a half ago. So I guess I shouldn't say it's my brakes, but yeah. Now you got me babbling. But anyway, trying to think of any mishaps. Yeah, ooh.
Yeah, watch out for potholes.
I know this one time I borrowed my van to this doctor whose son was just paralyzed, and all the way back from Eau Claire, maybe even all the way to Eau Claire, I found out that the lever was flipped on my brakes, because there's a little silver lever you'll probably see in the video right next to, or I should say above, the emergency button in my van. But yeah, I got it back and it said like the e-brake goes on. I'm like, oh no. I know too, I had a nurse this one time when I was in a rehab. She borrowed my van, and go over top and show this. This is how I turned my wipers on. I have to go left a little bit, by the way. But right here, see how I turned my wipers on? She accidentally hit it, and she couldn't call me to find out how to turn them off. And it was like 90 degrees outside, so she's running around with my wipers on. I think my horn, no, I don't know. I had some fuses in, and I think, if I remember right, for electrical start. And I was driving my car down the road one day, and all of a sudden the horn starts going off and the lights start flashing, and it just wasn't a good day, let's say. But yeah, I got home and my buddy Eddie Myers, God rest his soul, and John Walters, they end up pulling 2 fuses out of the front of my car, and I haven't had electrical start for a while, but can only idle 3 to 5 minutes. With this zero effort steering that I have, I'll show you in a second. I'm kind of scared of my brakes. Hold on. I'm pumping them slowly. But I don't have my tricep in my right arm, so I have what's called zero. We might want to turn it a little bit towards the sun. Oh, is it too bright? No. Here, turn our little town of Merrill quick, Taylor. We're coming up over the bridge from the hospital. Maybe where we're going to be going back here in a minute. We got our little roundabout coming on. We're taking it slow just in case we lose it all. But no, not having my tricep in my right arm. I have what's called zero effort steering, and in having zero effort steering, you can only idle 3 to 5 minutes, and you have to park with your wheels straight. You have to park with your wheels straight. Sorry, I'm still kind of feeling my car, just so you know. But yeah, you got to park with your wheels straight, and then when you turn your steering wheel, I think it's like only bad nurse. But you gotta turn your steering wheel only like 3 times, and an alarm will go off. I think now with my van being 19 years old, I don't think my alarm works anymore, because it sounded like it was sick the last time I went too many rounds. But yeah, I am really glad that I have the van that I have right now, because I know with the newer vans that come out, oh my gosh, with all the high technology stuff they have on them. I had a friend that lives in Gleason up here, and he had brought his van in, and they didn't know what to do with it. They couldn't get it started or anything, and so yeah, it just sat there. Greg's like, and they're like the men, you know, because when I got my van, I had gotten a settlement after my accident. I had built a room onto my mom's house, and then I had money for a van, and the way that it had to go with me getting it in October, I had to get a Chrysler Town & Country or a Dodge Grand Caravan. It had to have it had to be a 2003 or newer, because that was the year, or not the year, I think it was 2004, but it had to be a 2003 or newer. It had to have it had to have touring and towing on it, less than 30,000 miles, no accidents, and I think an extended version or something. And then I wanted it silver. Well, I needed it in like 6 days so that it could get done, and then the state, they end up putting like $40,000. Hold on.
I want to get a bird's eye view of you driving too.
Still testing the brakes. But yeah, and then the state put $42,000 worth of adaptations on it, or whatever. But yeah, so in order for me to find out what all I needed, my caseworker had somebody come up. Isn't that crazy how my body tips? I got chest grabbers that hold me in place. I don't use the seatbelt or the chest belt. But no, my social worker had to pay a company to come up and do an evaluation on me to find out exactly what I needed, you know, with this and the lower floor. And they had zero effort on the van. That they, hold on, testing the brakes again. Testing and praying, I should say, at the same time. But yeah, so they had zero effort steering on the van that they brought for me. And so when I got my van, they didn't have it on there, and they said, we'll find out. Well, 9 days before I got my van, I had broken my leg. I was at my boyfriend's house, and we put me in a rocking chair, and his daughter ran in and jumped on my lap, and we almost tipped the chair over, and he's like, don't tip Crystal over, and he left the room, and I'm like, hey Kaya, let's tip over the chair. So we started rocking kind of hard, and we didn't tip the chair over, but we broke my femur. Yeah, and yep. So I got my van, and I couldn't drive, and well, 3 months later, when I finally did, I got in, and as I learned I could not turn the corner. Not having my tricep in my right arm, I couldn't turn the steering wheel. So yeah, now we're arriving home. My brakes tuned on, so.
I heard that.
What time do we got on there?
20 minutes.
Ooh, I hit that a little hard. I don't think my tires are happy with that either. I'm a pretty smooth driver normally.
Drives better than I do.
Oh, my poor car. I might have to have you come look at it, peeps. But yeah, so like in getting out, it's kind of cool. Well, you just stay there. I almost feel like a airline pilot or whatever. Oh, you're supposed to be watching when we do it.
Ow.
Yeah. Anyway, so now the eject buttons. You ready for this? This is what I call my eject button. Right here. You know, if you push it, you get out. Well, I also have what they call a manual eject button. Oops. Right here, you push it down, and then I can back out and catch my balance. But so I got a little story on that manual eject. 2 times I got stuck in my van. Once it was cold and once it was hot. But I didn't have my manual eject till about 2 years ago. You know, you would think that when you get a car, if a quadriplegic's driving, you should have some sort of manual eject. So any of you quads that don't have a manual eject, you better get one. And you can ask for one. But no, one time I left my phone in the cup holder in the back, and I had like 3 friends that were going to stop over. And I locked down, and the van was dead, so I couldn't drive. And all I could think was, oh, please don't like text or call and be like, oh, she's not answering, you know, I'll just stop by later. You know, leave me. I was in the garage though, in the 90-degree weather. And then, but yeah, my friend Kathy Pedersen stopped by, and she had to stick her hand in between my tires and hit the lever so I could back out. But no, and then the other time, my dog and we went to go for a ride, and I left my phone on the table to go get smokes, and it was like 7 o'clock at night, like 30 degrees out, and yep, I locked down in the van, found out it was dead. Nurse wasn't supposed to be there till 5 o'clock the next morning, and all I could think was like, oh shit. Well, Duke is sitting there bitching at me to get in the house and whatnot, and I kept telling him, I'm like, Duke, be Lassie. And yep, sure as shit, yeah, he ran over and he got the neighbors, their father-in-law or whatever must have been stopping by just at the perfect time. And yeah, he brought him over and he's like, oh, is this your dog? And I'm like, oh, will you help me? So yeah, it wasn't even 5-10 minutes, which is kind of cool because it always seems to be when I get stuck in a predicament, you know, I should start, you know, really timing that. But yeah, there's been 4 or 5 times. It's only been 5 minutes, you know, but yeah. So, I don't know. Hope you enjoyed your ride and me babbling about nonsense. But, until next time. Bye.